Hello there and welcome to my first video in a little series that I'm going to start trying to do where I'm just trying to share some little tips and tricks about Football Manager that I've picked up through the years just through playing the game and doing other forms of research, i.e. watching videos on YouTube and reading forums and talking with other friends who do also play. Today's video is going to be how to go about picking the team for your next save. This is a problem that I think a lot of people, myself included, do tend to have, simply because there's that many teams in the game. Where do you go about starting? So I've tried to just come up with some relatively easy questions to just ask yourself, and hopefully it should at least point you in the right direction on who to choose and what kind of a save you're going to be playing. Okay, so let's get started with it. Tip number one is quite an easy one, I think. It's to simply pick your favourite team and away you go. Now, of course, that actually isn't the real tip one. The first thing to decide is what kind of a save you want to play. So, is this a save where you're going to want to put weeks, if not months, of your life into taking a team from the 4th tier in the French league all the way up to Champions League glory? Or do you want a relatively simple but not quite as long-term save? Take over a mid-table team and simply just try and win that division? Or do you want to take an almost complete team such as a Liverpool or a Barcelona or a Real Madrid and just want to plug in a formation that you've downloaded offline and absolutely decimate the opposition and win everything possible within a few years? All perfectly valid ways of playing, and there's nothing wrong with any of them really. If it's how you want to play it, then it's how you want to play it, go nuts. Of course, that would then lead us on to the next point in the list, which would be what nation would you like to play and what tier would you like to go in at. Obviously, if you want a relatively comfortable save and you want to have heard of the majority of the teams, then if, like me, you're based in England, you're going to want to look for one of the top nations in Europe, i.e. England, Spain, Germany, Italy, France, Holland, all of which you will have seen and heard of majority of the teams, I'd think, in the top division. They all tend to have pretty good regens and decent teams almost across the board. So you'll have a decent amount of fun usually just trying to go in and take off the top team that's sort of dominating that league as it stands. So in England, for example, you've got Liverpool who are currently dominating. You have City who are usually up there. It's a bit of a minefield, really. Obviously, in Italy, you've got the likes of Juventus. Germany, you've got Bayern. It's literally, if you just go in, try and take out one of them, and you'll have fun doing it. It's virtually guaranteed. If, of course, you don't fancy doing any of that, you can always just do the other fun thing of going to some of the weird and wonderful countries outside of the top 6. Like for me, I've gone in Iceland. Some people go to Bulgaria. Or even if you want to go outside of Europe, just pull up Google Earth, spin the globe, stop it on a random country. The world is literally your digital oyster. Just go in and have an absolute field day. The last thing then to try and come up with is the actual team itself, and at that point, it depends on what kind of save you want to do. If you want a game that's going to challenge for the top right away, then I always recommend choosing a team that's predicted to finish in the top 5 or 6. That way, you've got a solid foundation, nothing too big and broken, and you can go in. You can add to it straight off the bat, away you go. Or maybe you want to be a White Knight and come and save the team that's predicted to finish rock bottom and just keep them in the division and build on that foundation and carry it on. Ultimately, again, as I've said, there's no right or wrong way to play the game. It's a game at the end of the day. Just play it however you want to play. If you don't have the time to do a 60 season long save, then don't do it, basically. So yeah, I'm hoping that these kind of tips and these little tips have just helped you to sort of point you in the right direction for your next save. Like I said, it's what I tend to sort of think about when I'm looking at one. And yeah, so if you have enjoyed the video, of course, give it a like and subscribe if you want to see any more tips and tricks videos like this in the future. But I think this is enough rambling for me for now, and I hope you enjoyed the video as always, and I hope to see you next time. See you later.